thought this chopper was where I was going to run into trouble. It's right out in the open, there's no cover, no concealment, and I keep checking the sheds and the hay bales and the hills and trees nearby, just waiting for someone to jump out and shoot me. But nothing happens, and I loot the chopper and get away. But it's a few minutes later when I notice someone is pursuing me. That's why it always pays off just to keep checking over your shoulder no matter where you're running. I expect that he's probably like most people, and he's just going to keep running at me in a straight line even if he can't see me. So I lay an ambush. He's still alive, and I'd really like to just tie him up or handcuff him. And I knew that I had some handcuffs, but I couldn't find them. I guess just shows how when you're pumped up and you're in a bit of a rush, it's easy to make mistakes. That was a sloppy gunfight. It could have gone either way, but it was once I heard his gun clicking that I became more confident, just stood in front of him and fired. But what I think this is actually a good example of is why you shouldn't pursue someone after you lost sight of them and then run into really close proximity to where you think they might be, but they could be anywhere. Especially with third person on, they're probably watching you as you're running up. And if you actually do start trading shots, the lag is generally pretty terrible in the game at the moment. And there are other things to do with the player controller which are going to be improved soon, but they still suck. As I've said before, it's really a coin flip situation. The best thing he probably could have done was, once he lost sight of me, is to stop moving forward. Then stop and wait for movement. And if it looks like you've been spotted, maybe back off. Think about what a cat does when it's hunting something. It'll be slowly creeping up on it, and if it looks like that little creature's turning around to look at it, it stops dead still. Once the animal looks away, then the cat starts trying to get closer. If you're a human being, you should be smarter than a cat, right? We can take this idea further. There's this old tactic called a feigned retreat, and it's been used throughout military history, from the Romans to the Greeks to the Mongols to American Indians. And that's when one side appears to start retreating, which makes the other side pursue them. And when they do that, they're just thinking 100% attack. They're not thinking about defense. They do things like break formation. They're not using any cover. They're not doing anything correctly. They're just chasing. And then the side who's apparently retreating one way or another turns around and attacks and or lays an ambush. There's a really good example by the Running Man Z. He has a video called The Clutch. And I think he's fighting something like 5 people. And instead of just trying to fight them all at once, he starts running away. The other group get all stretched out, and every now and then he'd stop running, then turn around and kill one of them. And he just did that over and over again until they were all gone. And you can do this kind of thing on any scale, from an army to an individual. You could be doing it in DayZ, where you run away, then quickly turn around and do a little ambush, or maybe the pursuit will last for 10 minutes before you do that. You might even draw them back to your group of 5 friends who are waiting. But here are some sort of smaller examples in a game called Insurgency, which is first person, a really tight game, not much lag at all, and it's on small maps. And basically these are little situations where I'm moving into an area and I find that I'm outnumbered, or maybe I can't get my gun trained on the target quickly enough before they can hit me, so I retreat and I set up a really quick ambush. summary, if someone is apparently retreating from you, don't let your guard down. You should expect that you're going to be ambushed. So especially in DayZ, you've got to stop and wait until you get your eyes on them again, or at least make sure you know their exact position before you move up.
Under attack, guys.